So I read 5 books and 4 novellas in the month of February. Let's quickly talk about them. The very first book that I finished in February is The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. I already made a separate video for this book where I was reading this book and talking about this book and giving my honest and full opinions. So if you want to check it out, I'm going to put link in description. So that's what I'm going to talk about super quickly in this one. I read this book in literally 2 sittings in 2 days. This book is so fast-paced, easy to read, easy to understand, and all the chapters are kind of short. That's why it makes this book so bingeable. This is the first book that I get familiar with Freida McFadden's writing style. Again, I'm thinking her writing style is so bingeable. So if you're in a reading slump or if you wanted to get back into reading, I think her books will literally help you out. So the second book that I read in February is Housemaid's Secret, also by Freida McFadden. This is the second book in the Housemaid series. I picked this one right after when I finished The Housemaid. So it's a trilogy, by the way. It has 3 books in the series, and I already read the first 2. Again, the writing style is so bingeable, easy to read, but I kind of ended up giving this 3.5 stars just because it was kind of so similar with the first book in the series. I mean, it's obviously different, but I found similarities between these 2 books, so that's why I ended up giving 3.5 stars. But other than that, I like the writing style and I like this book. I'm definitely going to read again and again from Freida McFadden. So we're following Millie again, so the exact same series is just continuing with different timelines. Our main characters just stay still. In this book, we're also following Millie a couple years later than the housemaid, than the first book. She's the housemaid in the Garrick's house. There's one room in this house that Mr. Garrick told Millie that he has no permission to enter it because Mrs. Garrick is so sick and she doesn't want anyone to disturb her. But when the time passed, she actually hear someone's crying behind this closed door, and one day when she do the laundry, she saw blood in some clothes, so she got very curious. She really wanted to know what's the secret, why Mrs. Garrick never leaves her room. That's the kind of summary of this book. As the first book, it also has a huge plot twist at the end. Overall, I recommend this book, again, especially if you're in a reading slump or if you're kind of new to reading. So the third book that I finished in February is Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. So this is the second book in Better Than the Movies series. This is young adult romance, and Lynn Painter is kind of queen of young adult romance. I read the first book, Better Than the Movies, I don't know, I think 2 years ago now. We're following Wes and Liz. So in the first book, they finished high school, and in the second book, they're actually going to college, and they're kind of adults now. The main thing that I love so much about this book, you are actually seeing how these characters develop. After a few months, Wiz and Les went to college. Something happened, something tragic happened. Wes had no choice to go back to home. Several months later, they kind of broke up. After they broke up, Wiz kind of threw a lot. After several years later, Wiz decided to get his life back. He kind of did everything to get his life back, but other than Liz, because he actually broke Liz's heart. Liz has no will to forgive Wes. Yeah, that's the kind of whole story. It's actually the second chance romance. And also, as I mentioned, this is YA, so it has no smut in it. So if you're looking for a romance book with no spice, you can definitely check this book. But read Better Than the Movies first, then pick this up. The whole story kind of started in Better Than the Movies, and then it continues in this book. I ended up giving 4.5 stars. We all know that February is a month of love. Getting in the mood, I read these cute little novellas in February. So these little novellas, including in Amazon Original Stories, these are kind of special novellas for especially writing for Valentine's Day. I actually have 6 books in the series, but I already read the first two books in 2025. So I saved these for especially February for Valentine's Day. As you can see, they are super short. Each story was, I don't know, 50 to maximum 100 pages. Rosie and the Dreamboat by Sally Thorne. Rosie and sister decided to go a special spa day for Galentine's Day, and while they were in spa, something terrible happened to Rosie. Rosie actually stuck on a flotation tank, and the handsome firefighter entered the game and tried to rescue Rosie. That's all I can say because this is so short. Drop, Cover, and Hold On by Jasmine Guillory. We're following Daisy Murray that she decided to go on that bakery that she loved so much on Valentine's Day. But a few minutes later, an earthquake traps her inside this bakery with that handsome baker. So the next novella in the series is Royal Valentine by Sarah Wilson. I actually liked this one the most out of 4. I wished it was just a little bit longer. I really wanted to spend more time with these characters. So we're following Princess Ilara. All she wants is just to live an ordinary life without paparazzi, without her reputation. So she decides to trading her place with her assistant for a few days and just kind of live that ordinary life that she craves, that she wants. So in that process, she met an extremely handsome photographer in, I think in Milan. I don't know. I just forgot. Yeah, again, I like this one and I gave it 3.5 stars. And the last book in the series is actually my least favorite out of 4. This is With Any Luck by Ashley Poston. Even though 7 Years Slip from Ashley Poston literally my 6-star reads, but I didn't like this book that much. That's all I can say about this one. I didn't quite like it, and this is, I think, the shortest in the series. So the last 2 books that I read in February, they're actually ARC was sent by the author herself. So the books are The Chef and the Judge and You Are My Penguin by Mahek Mankani. These books are actually part of the City and the Love series, the first and the second book in the series. The first book in the series is The Chef and the Judge. So in this book, we're following Queen Anoa. After she lost her grandmother, she kind of lost everything. And the one thing that she loved doing the most is cooking, because she's actually chef and she's working in a 5-star restaurant. So after she lost her grandmother, the grief was so powerful. She has nothing left rather than just cooking. In that specific time, there was a cooking contest in Paris. Queen is just really wanted to prove her love to cooking. And then she became one of the contestants in that contest. The one thing that she didn't plan, that she will meet her childhood best friend in that contest as a chef. Overall, I really like the writing style. I think Mahek's writing style is so addictive and so bingeable that you can literally just finish the whole book in one sitting. And the story was also interesting. I ended up giving 3.5 stars, but the ending of this book is kind of confused me because I had a lot of questions in my head when I finished the book. When I started the second book in this series, which is You Are My Penguin, I was slowly getting all the answers that I wanted to get in the first book. So these books are actually connecting to each other. So once you finish the first book and you wanted to know what happened, you have to read the second book to get all those answers. In the second book, we're actually following Queen and Violet, which is a homo romance. That was my first ever lesbian romance kind of book. I never read any of them before, and I actually never planned to read. And I actually gave the second book 4 stars. So the relationship between Violet and Sophia, I think, was quite interesting to read. They definitely have a lot of ups and downs in their relationship, but they're kind of figure everything out in the process. Yeah, that's kind of everything that I read in February. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button. Let me know in the comments how many books do you actually read in February. Do you have any favorites? I really wanted to know. And if you liked me and if you wanted to see more bookish content from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will gladly see you in the next one. Bye!